Peace, y'all. It's the Lord here, Cold World. I'm over here kicking it with the guy, Jay Wiggs. What's good with you, sir?
It's good, buddy.
I can't call it. I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm here to welcome everybody to another episode of Brodies Sports Talk. It's Brodies Sports Talk 19. Okay, we are here with a brand new episode. Thanks everybody for joining. As usual, if you're not following us, you need to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and click on the bottom right hand corner and tell a friend to tell a friend. We're over 1 million views and counting. We're millionaires now. We're speaking that into existence.
Let's get it.
You know, and we got to get to 500 subscribers. So you need to click on that bottom right hand corner on YouTube and like and subscribe here. We're actually approaching 100. We'll give them an update just like we did with the views. We're at 97 views, so 97 subscribers there. So, you know, going to get there soon. But to kick things off, it's late night. It's 11 o'clock a.m. But these are prime time hours. It's like, you know, like they like to say, it's prime time hours. And speaking of prime time, we got a door of opportunity for Baby Prime, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, we got another installment of Sheduer Open, okay? Now, this is like our third installment, right? We had the off season. Mm-hmm. We had another check-in, you know, a few weeks ago. Right, and then now, now that he's starting, the door is once again open for Sheduer Sanders. So, Wiggs, we'll kick it off here. Can Sheduer Sanders deliver for Cleveland?
He already has, Co. He already has. He's given hope to Cleveland in a year where there was no hope. Just like we needed a defensive presence and we in the draft and we didn't get it in the first round, Cleveland needed a quarterback. They did not go with Sheduer in the first round. We talked about it all off season. It was a crazy story. Then they didn't go with them in the second and third round. They get Dylan Gabriel. He looks like your regular right guy. So we'll see what happens with Dylan Gabriel. But Sheduer looks like a quarterback that's ready to play in the league. Yeah. And he looks like a quarterback that, if given a whole year to develop, at minimum, he'll be a backup for the next 5 to 10 years. At minimum, is what I see from Sheduer. I see a lot of promise. I saw hope. I think he threw a 50-yard pass, something that hasn't happened
on a rope.
Yeah, something that hasn't happened. I want to say they said in like 15 years or 15 games or something like that.
He's the first starter. He's the first rookie starter since like the late 90s to win their starting game. So every rookie they've drafted, okay, their first game they lost.
97 or something.
Yeah, they've lost. Sheduer's the first rookie to ever win his first start in Cleveland franchise history, which should give you an idea of where they are in life as a franchise. But like they won the game against the Raiders. Sorry to cut you off, but they run the game against the 24-10 against the Raiders. Now it's the Raiders, but not a bad game to get you got to
win against the opponent that's in front of you, and he did that.
And he delivered on some plays.
Yeah, he delivered on plays. I was going to say his stats were incredible, but that's what the quarterback play looks like this year. Lamar Jackson doesn't look like himself. Josh Allen doesn't always look like himself. Who else got some wins this week? Jalen Hurts didn't win, but Jalen Hurts has been showing you how, you know, if you just do the small things right, hand the ball off when you need to, the running game in Cleveland looked a little bit better. And sometimes it's just like the touchdown that Sheduer got. It wasn't that Sheduer made a long pass down the field. He just got the ball to the right guy at the right time. He made the right
play. He made the right play.
And it was a check down play, something we've been saying all year. You don't have to go down the field. We saw Brock Purdy trying to do it last night. Trying to go down the field. He threw like 3 picks. Bro, you had a check down right here. And Sheduer hit the check down. The running back ran for like 40 yards for a touchdown. But that's what he did when he was in Colorado. He just made the right play and let his playmakers make plays. That's what the best quarterbacks do. That's what Tom Brady does. That's his idol. That's his mentor. And I think the doors should be open now. Let me say this to close the argument. Kevin Stefanski. That's all I got to say.
So
Kevin Stefanski.
here's my 2 cents on it, Wiggs. Sheduer Sanders went 11 for 20 for 209 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. That's not a bad game for a rookie.
That's a rookie game.
In his first start with 1 week of practice with the starters. So that's...
And you didn't say the most important part, the W.
And the most important part, the W. Now, with Kevin Stefanski here, I think it's evident. You can call it whatever you want to call it, but it's evident that he does not like Sheduer Sanders. Number one, he already came out and said that he didn't want to draft him. It was the GM that did it. Okay, he made that point. Then throughout the entire experience, he's just made life a living hell for him by not giving him reps, and throwing him into the snake pit in that preseason game. And now this, and then he's delivered something, and that hasn't been seen in the franchise in almost 30 some odd years. He doesn't even acknowledge it. He doesn't even give him the game ball, and he's the quarterback. And he just gave you your first win since September, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like breast cancer awareness month is in October. We went through that whole October before you got a win.
Now let me say this, Co. Let me say this. I don't know who got the game ball, but if it wasn't Myles Garrett, then it should have been Sheduer. Because Myles Garrett did have a great game. Watching that game, Myles Garrett is quite possibly having an MVP season. We might have to talk about that a little bit later. But Myles Garrett is playing phenomenal right now. So if I had to say who won the game for them, I might say Myles Garrett, but I would give more the credit to Sheduer. Again, the quarterback, man.
He managed the game.
He managed
being a game manager is really what you need. You need to win games. You have a quarterback that doesn't make mistakes and makes plays when they matter. You run the ball. You have a good defense. That's what the Eagles are. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So, Sheduer right now, the opportunity is now. Like he's been named the starter for next week's game. So it's just a matter of him just continuing to deliver. I mean, obviously, anyone would tell him to be like, "Hey, be humble, don't talk smack." But this is baby prime. This is what he does. Did you see the interview? Yeah, I like him. Did you see his interview before the game?
Yeah. Yo, not the one before the game. I saw
that was cold. So at the beginning of the game, they were like, what are you? The commentator was like, what are you looking to tell everybody? That basically doubted you. Say coaches. Players, everybody, like the Cleveland fans, what are you looking to tell them today with this game? And he was like, I'm the one they've been looking for. you saw the clip we put. He's like, I'm the one they've been looking for. And then goes out and delivers a W. So
I love it.
I'm loving every aspect of it. And now, in hindsight, is Sheduer the best quarterback in this draft class? Because Cam Ward is having a real hard time too. So like just from the small glimpse, I think the door is wide open for Sheduer Sanders.
Hey, so, I'm with you on that.
All right there, Brodies. Let us know what you think. Click on the bottom right-hand corner and like on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and tell a friend to tell a friend. Now, let's go from Cleveland, Ohio, and hop on 95 South, because we're going to come back down to the district, and we're going to talk about some Commanders here. Now, obviously, if you've been living under a rock, you may not know we've been brought back down to planet Earth. Okay, we're the Cloud9 experience is over, and we're kind of back to normal as a franchise. But we have an excuse. We got injuries and a whole bunch of other stuff. But considering that we have now found our franchise quarterback, there's really no need to search for that in the draft now, right? But if we have a good team, we're normally going to get a low draft pick like we did last year, something in the, in the late 20s, late 30s or whatever. But if we have a bad record, then we're going to have a chance at a high draft pick. So I don't know about you, but if we're going to drive from Ohio to DC to talk about the Commanders, you better have a full tank of gas. Okay. Now, wait, since the Skins sit Jayden Daniels after this injury, it's not a season-ending injury the way it looked, right? he's been cleared for practice. He's not been cleared for full contact yet, so he'll probably come back in another week or so. But should we shut down 5 for the year and just do a full out tank and see if we can get the best draft pick so we can build around this guy?
Yes, I love tanking. I'm all for tank for better picks. We got Jayden Daniels because we had a terrible year. We wouldn't have got him if we didn't have that number 2 pick. I'm true. Sorry. That was a year that nobody wanted to trade a pick, and we just so happened to get lucky. We never get lucky like that. So I'm all for tanking. Like,
that's a good point.
That's that part of me. Now, the part of me that has tickets on Christmas Day, Jayden gotta play. We're gonna be in the stadium, so Jayden gotta play. And I want to say this: all year long, every time you see a Jayden interview, they talk to him about health. I know he gets tired of hearing people talk to him about like, are you gonna get down? Are you gonna slide? You got hit really hard last week. And we don't want you to get hurt. And it's kind of getting to the point. I think the last game, that was a big part of the reason he was like, yo, I'm just going to show people I won't get hurt. And he ended up getting hurt. So I think Jayden has to learn. And I think this season is the perfect time for him to keep learning because he hasn't looked good. I think if he looked good before he got hurt. Yeah, if he looked good before he got hurt, I would say, sit him out. We already know what we got. Like, protect the asset. He didn't look as good as I would have liked to see him look. So I think he still has something to prove. And I want him to prove it. I want Jayden to get back out there and show everybody what we believe, what the Brodies said he was going to be, what we know he is. We got to remember
it's only been, it's year 2. It's not like
remember
it's year 10.
Who you are. What did, Jayden, no. Show the people who you are. So again, it's 2 parts. One part, sit him, tank. I definitely want to tank. Let's get a top 5 pick. We need it. A top 5 pick in every round. Yes, tank. And then the other side, man, Jayden, get out there and show them who you are.
So I've obviously I'm with you, Wiggs, on this. Like, I want him to be in bubble wrap off the field, not even just on the field, off the field. I don't even want him to stub a toe in his bedroom, or we're slipping on the marble floor in the bathroom or something.
You diving in front of the...
No, like you pick him up and you take him wherever he wants to go. But like, the thing is, number one, if he's healthy and they clear him to play and they decide to sit him, what type of message does that send to the locker room? Because everybody else is like, oh, I'm playing hurt.
I came here to play.
Yeah. Why aren't you at that too? And like, why aren't you resting me or whatever? Blah, 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 blah. So that could cause a divide. 2, it's like, bro, the only way you're going to become a better football player is by playing football. So it's your second year in the NFL at this level. You had a great, stellar first year. And I think the pressure for you proving that it wasn't a fluke is what's caused some of the issues, because he's
hero ball, coach.
He's been playing hero ball. Like the Chargers game, I think was the greatest example of him having conflicts with hero ball. Like the first few series, he was just off. He was missing stuff. And then he calmed down and then he turned back into 5. So he needs to get that muscle memory down. The only way you're going to be able to do that is with reps. So should we tank to get better picks? I feel like, honestly, if 5 plays, that's going to hinder us getting the best pick, obviously. Yeah. But I think the defense and the other weapons are just so subpar. We may end up getting the top 15, 10 pick anyway, even with 5 in there. You know what I'm saying? But as far as tanking goes,
definitely get top 15. But I need top 5. Like
I know, I would like a top 5 pick.
Top 5.
I would like a top 5 pick too. But like the thing is with if like I said, if we sit him and he's a full go, I don't think that's going. That's not going to work.
Good message.
He's not going to like that. Yeah, you know. So, and we just got to just hold our breath again, you know, because every time he takes a snap, we're going to be nervous. But like, he's got to learn.
I was just about to ask you that, Code. Do you think he's going to learn?
I mean, you've had 3 injuries this year, bro. And now, granted, they're not your fault. They were fluke injuries, but every injury you had came from you scrambling. Now, it wasn't.
And you can get down. You can scramble and protect yourself. Nobody's saying don't scramble, but protect yourself.
Protect yourself. Exactly. Now the elbow, it was a fluke injury because he tried to use his arm to break the fall, and he just put it out there too early. Pause.
But you
know what I'm saying?
You have to know that you're smaller. Like this my thing. Yeah. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, you good.
Mike Sainristil on defense. I've been saying this about him all year long. We can't have Mike Sainristil in on every play because he's not big enough to play against the run on every play. So we just have to be realistic about the size of these players. Jayden, you're a smaller guy. So when you're running and you don't get past the line of scrimmage, because a lot of the times this year, I don't know if these linemen are getting that much faster, but even Lamar is not being able to run with success this year. So when you're not getting past the line of scrimmage, you got to know when you're going down, these linemen are bigger than the DBs you're used to going up against. And when you get tackled by a DB is different. When you get tackled by a lineman, bro, they're putting their weight on you. You can't brace yourself with your arm because that jump will break. You're a smaller guy. So you got to be realistic about your size in this league, man. Like these dudes hit harder. He was getting hit. You said especially what?
Especially if you're not going to put any weight on. Like if you're not going to get bigger, you know, like put on like another 5 or 10 pounds, you know, of muscle. And I don't have a problem with that. I like, you know, his stature because it allows him to be fast, you know, and elusive. Okay. So, you know, pause. But it's like an extra 5 or 10 pounds on someone's frame that, you know, it may not support, you know, that weight. You know, everybody has their own like natural body size, but like he's got to take better care of himself. All of those injuries were from him scrambling and fighting for extra yards and
fighting for extra yards. Yeah. Fighting for extra yards we don't need. Protect yourself over an extra yard. If you get the first down, bro, as soon as somebody's in contact with you, go down. We don't need you to fight for an extra 2 yards. You're the quarterback. You got the first down. Let's keep going.
Hopefully in year 3, he'll have enough like notoriety with the offense to start calling audibles, because like that play he got hurt on was an RPO. So he handed the ball off and he was with the intent to pass. But as soon as he went to pass, a lineman was in his face. So he had to scramble, and then, you know, he ended up getting hurt. Me personally, I'm like, at this point in time, if you're going to put a C on the man's chest, he should be able to call audibles at his own discretion. You're on the 5-yard line. What are we doing? This bullshit RPO crap. Run the ball with Rodriguez. He's getting 3 yards a clip, 3-4 yards a clip. We're on the 5-yard line. I was running 3 straight times. We're not going to win this game. Why? No. Like Matt Stafford.
You don't have us beating the Broncos, Cole?
No, 5 ain't playing. No, that's another L.
So we're not going to win this game. I'm not even going to.
No, it's not even going to be on our pick review.
Let me ask you this then, Co. What are you looking forward to, if anything? I would say Cliff Kingsbury and Dan Quinn, because the defense did look better in the last game.
They did.
So are you looking forward to see how the defense looks? Are you looking forward to see what Cliff Kingsbury is going to do? Because you did say last week you see Cliff coming back.
He does. Yeah, I do see him coming back, but I don't want to watch none of that crap until 5 comes back, because I don't want to see JV. I want to see the varsity players. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing against the people that are still fighting and trying to put tape on to stay on the roster next season. I get it. It's still a job at the end of the day, but like I'll watch it for nostalgia. Like it's my team, so I gotta watch. But it's like, especially with the rivalry. I mean, the Skins versus the Broncos, us beating them in the Super Bowl with Doug Williams. But
that kind of solidified it for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not going to be there. I'm not looking for much out of them, to be quite honest. I mean, the Broncos offense, they're not any good, but our defense is worse.
And I was going to say they do have a good defense.
Look for them to beat us. I'd say 28-17, something like that. So
28-13. I won't even give it 28-10.
It might be 30-10.
Yeah.
So
chalk it up. If when that one hits, just send the Brodies a little 10% code, 20%. We don't ask for much.
The Lord wants 10. We'll do 9.
Hey, I'm good with that, man.
Indeed, sir. Well, let us know what you think there, Brodies. Again, if the skin should tank or not, click on the bottom right hand corner, like and subscribe, and leave the comments and let us know what you think there. But moving on here, if anyone has been in grade school, before the report card came out, there was a progress report. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to check on the status, the grades of the NFL games here. We got a progress report with Week 12 recaps here and some standout performers. Now to kick things off here, the first game.
Hold up. What they used to say in your progress report? Talks too much in class.
Talks too much in class.
Good. Oh wait, you was a good student. Chill,
my progress report. My progress report definitely talks too much.
Oh, no.
It was definitely. I was the class clown. I was frying everybody up.
I can believe that for sure.
Because I was the short, fat kid with the high pitched voice. So I got teased a lot.
So you definitely had to fry Bama's.
Oh, bro. I was in the mirror like Eminem and 8 Mile the day before school practicing my fry skills. Doing this inside the mirror. Practicing my fry skills. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. So we got a few games to recap here, but the first one we're gonna kick off here, Wiggs, is the Ravens. And the reason why, if you're following the Brodies and you looked at some of our show last week, Wiggs made a very, very controversial statement. He put the Baltimore Ravens in the top 5 power rankings, and he explained why. He said, you guys don't want to face the Ravens now. They're the team that you don't want to face now. I'm basing my power rankings off of who you don't want to play at this present moment. And he was right. I mean, they've won 5 games in a row right now.
5 games in a row.
They're above 500. I think they are ahead of the AFC North again. So yeah, I mean,
defense looks better.
Defense looks better. They're still not in sync offensively. Like, it still seems like something's off. But Derrick Henry got back to his ways, 20 plus carries, like we say.
2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. That was, and they controlled the clock. But I think the biggest concern out of this here, Wiggs, moving forward, is Lamar Jackson. He only had 11 yards rushing, and he's nursing a toe injury. Now, he's lethal from the pocket. He's shown that he can do what it do from the pocket as a passer, but Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson when he's a dual threat. So you've made a great point, but do you think they can still stay in the top 5 power rankings with Lamar just being held to just being a pocket passer?
That's a good question. They do have a good schedule. We went over this code a couple weeks ago when I talked about it, and that was one of the reasons that I had the Ravens in my top 5 was because of their schedule. The only game on their schedule that I'm afraid of is the Patriots. And we can give them that game. If they lose one game from here on out, I think they end up with 6 losses and 10 or 11 wins.
6 or 7 losses, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they're in the playoffs with that. And again, anything can happen in the playoffs. And I think Lamar has been challenging himself for the past 3 or 4 years trying to be a pocket passer. I think Lamar could sit out a couple weeks more, but I think he's challenging himself and the team to fight through pain, to fight through injury, to fight through when things don't look right on the field, because the rookie that they drafted in the first round, Malachi Starks, they weren't looking good. Their secondary was getting torched in the beginning of the year. Mm-hmm. And now their secondary is, again, one of their strong
coming around.
They're coming around. Kyle Hamilton signed a $100 million deal in the offseason. He's showing why he's one of the best safeties. He's showing why we should have drafted Nick Emanwori, the big, strong safety that was out of the first round that went to Seattle. And look at what Seattle's defense is doing. Just one of the top 5 defenses in the league. So, yeah, I really like the Ravens. I still have them in my top 5. Again, I think I'm going to leave them at 5. I don't think they won 5 in a row, but they still have some. Like you said, they're not in sync. Lamar is not who he was last year, and I want to see him become who he was before I move them up anywhere further than 5.
Yeah, I mean it's their division to lose, so that guarantees them at least one home game. So if they can get a playoff win, and they can kind of steamroll from there. Hopefully Lamar will be back to normal by then. So, I mean, and the Jets are still, crashing and burning. So no need to waste time with them. Next game, we got the Giants at Lions. Now, three things, Wiggs. Number one, 4 things. Number one, the Giants blow another lead. Number 2, they fired their defensive coordinator. Number 3, Jahmyr Gibbs is possibly the best running back in the league. And number 4, show Jared Goff some damn love. Okay.
I'm rocking with it.
What do you think, Wiggs?
I'm rocking with it. And show Jameis some love. Show famous Jameis some love.
How could you not like Jameis Winston?
He's a national treasure. He's the definition of national treasure. Shout out to Jameis. I might have to pick him up on fantasy, man. If we're doing, you know what, Cole? Let's do a quick. What's the fantasy joint that we do?
What's your fantasy?
The bench. Start him or sit him.
Oh yeah.
Jameis or Jordan Love this week in fantasy. Who you starting? Jameis or Jordan Love?
So this kind of can correlate with the standout performers. I'm going Jameis Winston. And the reason why is this guy is a gunslinger. He's a gunslinger. He's not afraid he's not afraid to throw the ball. Like, we're talking about a guy that had 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions in the same season. But and over 5,000 yards passing and won the passing title. So give me Jameis when it comes to passing.
When it comes to fantasy
football. You're right. Thank you, Wiggs. When it comes to fantasy football,
he caught a pass as a tight end, Coach, and scored a touchdown.
Famous Jameis,
what is Jameis doing out there, man?
Hey, Brodies out there, if you're struggling with, with late bye weeks, or if you need a quarterback due to injury and you got famous Jameis on the waiver wire, pick that guy up, period.
Great. I love it, Cole. All right. And then hold on. Let me see. What was the other side? Jahmyr Gibbs. Man, he basically won me my fantasy this week. I had Baker. Baker got hurt, so I'm not going to get on Baker for only getting 10 points at the quarterback position. But Jahmyr Gibbs got 49, dog. Like, he led the league in points from the running back position. 200 plus yards.
Just position in general.
Yeah,
like he put up more points
he was the league leader this week in general. So shout out to Jahmyr Gibbs, shout out to the Lions, shout out to Jared Goff, like you said. He runs that offense well. They try to score. That's one thing I like about the Lions. Like, they're out there trying to score on every play. They're not out there like all right, let's do this. Man, give it to Jahmyr, go. And that's why I drafted him, with the number 3 pick, because he's that dynamic. It's what I basically said. He's that dynamic. He's fast. On the play that won them the game in overtime, he just broke. Nobody could catch him. And when you have that type of speed is
kills.
He the best running back in the league? The Colts just stopped giving the ball to Jonathan Taylor in that game. I don't know what happened in that game.
Versus it's modern Chiefs, football. They don't believe in 20, 25, 30 carries in a game anymore. I don't understand why. I mean, you keep Mahomes on the damn sideline, and the only way you can do it is by running the damn ball. Period.
And again, running backs like Jonathan Taylor break their runs late in games. because that's when the defense is worn down.
Just
that's
like
why
Derrick
you
Henry.
have to give Derrick Henry 21 carries for him to get 2 touchdowns. Even if he only has 60 something yards, he has 2 touchdowns because the defense is worn down. So same thing with Jonathan Taylor. He just didn't get the carries. So I think Jonathan Taylor is still like head and shoulders ahead of the league as far as rushing yards are concerned. But Jahmyr Gibbs, as far as talent is concerned, he's up there with the best of them for sure.
Yeah, because like you don't think about Jonathan Taylor as a running back that catches the ball out the backfield like Jahmyr Gibbs.
Not like Jahmyr Gibbs, yeah.
You know, he
can take
like,
a screen to the house at any time.
Yeah, he like Jonathan Taylor's similar to Saquon Barkley in a sense where he's such a dynamic running back. Like he can break it for 60 yards at any moment. Yeah, you know, and that's what makes him so dangerous. But you really don't run like screens or anything like that or check downs with him too much. You normally have a third down back.
You can hand the ball off to him. Yeah, you can just
you can do both with Gibbs. Exactly. Yeah, like he can give you 25 carries or he can give you 25 touches. It's up to you how you want to run the offense. So next game we got. What'd you say?
Oh, just the Giants. The Giants.
Them firing the coordinator.
Yeah, firing the coordinator and giving up the lead in that game. What you think about that, Co?
I mean, they're cleaning house week by week. I mean, me personally, players they're creatures of habit. Now, if the locker room has been completely lost, I get the firing during the season. But I just feel like, I mean, if you're going to pay the guy the coach for the season, finish the season out. We already know that he's going to get fired. Like I'm talking about Dable as well. Like just keep the regime and fire him the day after the end of the season. At least let him finish the season. But like firing these coaches mid-season isn't going to change the F-ups.
It doesn't help anybody.
It doesn't help anything. It just makes it worse because now you put that pressure on the interim coach who wasn't expecting all of this, and now he's got to galvanize the players and earn their respect and all this other stuff, and they've already been checked out, weeks ago. So now you got to deal with this. I'm like, nah, man, that's not right. And then on top of that, if they happen to do well, you're not even going to give them a contract extension. You're going to let them go and try to hire somebody else. So I don't like it. But the Steelers and Bears, Steelers at Bears. The cardiac Bears.
Oh, man.
So this is football poetry right here, Wiggs. Last year, the Hail Mary sent us into the stratosphere, and it sent the Bears into the depths of football hell. This year, ironically enough, the fumble, with Jayden in the last minute field goal sent the Bears into stratosphere, into us into football Hades. Bruh, wow. These Bamas are, if they're not number one, they're tied for number one in the NFC North.
Poetic justice.
Yeah. Caleb Williams is having the year that they expected him to have last year, and he's starting to come through on the clutch. So shout out to Tony B. I mean, he called it on the panel, earlier on in the season that they were going to have about 9 to 10 wins. I mean, he took the over, so they're almost there. But can this be sustained though? I mean, yeah, they're having some last minute wins. Their last 5 wins have been under 6 points or less, and it's been in the last minutes of the fourth quarter that they came back and won. But can they keep that up in the playoffs though?
That's a good question. I don't know that I trust the Bears against the NFC teams that are better than them. The Eagles, the Rams, the Seahawks. I don't know that I trust the Bears over those teams. So in the playoffs, nah, I'm not trusting them. I like Caleb. But again, Caleb is still showing that he needs work. Pause.
Yeah. Nah, he needs.
Hey.
He needs that work.
But I like what the improvements that Caleb. I really like the coach. I'm not gonna lie. I really like Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson has done a great work with him.
So let me take a second. I'm not quite sure. I might like Ben Johnson more than Dan Quinn. I'm not.
You think you like Ben Johnson more than Dan Quinn?
I liked him before when they were doing the coaching search. I was very excited about the Ben Johnson potential hire just because what he was doing in Detroit with Jared Goff. Jared Goff was not written off because he did make a Super Bowl. Jared Goff did with St. Louis with a really good coach. So we knew what Jared Goff could do with a really good coach. And to see him continue that with Ben Johnson, I was like, okay, there's something there. To see Ben Johnson do what he's doing with Caleb, to me, says a lot. And I like his demeanor on the field. He's calm. He was like that in Detroit. And I was like, I'm not sure if it's going to translate as a head coach. It's translating. And again, it could just be the first year. Dan Quinn looked really good his first year. My big thing with Dan Quinn is when the going gets tough. When you're up 28-3, can you hold the lead when things start going bad? Because when things start going bad, like this year, again, if the defense looked really good last week, if you were the difference maker in that, Dan Quinn, why did it take you so long? We're in week 11, week 12. Yeah. Why didn't you step in earlier? Like, I love you trying to let your coordinators do what they got to do, but not till week 10, not till week 11 when we look like this. Yeah. So, I mean, I want to see a little bit more out of Dan Quinn, but Ben Johnson, shout out to him, man.
I mean, that's a great point. The only thing I would say, just to play advocate for Quinn, is Johnson has way more talent to work with compared to Quinn. On both sides of the ball. Like he's got. I'll ask you this: would you take Odunze right now, or Chris Moore, or Luke McCaffrey? Would you take DeAndre Swift or Crappy Merritt?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You got a good point there.
They got Sweat, you know what I'm saying, from off of us. Would you take Sweat right now? Or I don't even know who's on the defensive line after all these injuries. I don't even know who's playing for us, bro.
So who traded Sweat? Was that AP? Or was that before? No, I think that might have been before AP. I think that might have been the year before AP got here. I want to say we traded. I think we traded Sweat before Jayden. I think we traded Sweat. This is the
third year with the regime. Remember, there was a limbo year with Rivera
before Jayden.
Yeah. So Harris and company.
We're with Rivera for a year.
Harris was here, but the GM and all them before AP. They were still here, so they traded away Sweat and all those other picks.
That's what I thought.
And then AP and Quinn came, so they didn't have anything to do with that.
I was about to dock AP another check on the checklist, dog. I'm on AP's ass, dog.
I know,
better
man.
be on this off season. If I get the draft right, AP, I'm on your ass, dog.
Chill, Wigs. So to wrap the recap up here, we got Eagles at Cowboys. Now this is a special one because my cousin Justin and my cousin Jeff, they're avid Eagles fans. So shout out to them, love y'all. I gotta cook for a little bit, Wigs. I gotta cook for a little bit. So they're the defending champions, so every team they're playing is going to get their best. You know what I'm saying? So that's defending the title is harder than winning it. So the competition is always going to be A-level with these guys. And for the life of me, I don't understand what's going on the offensive side with the Eagles. They can't decide if they want to run the ball primarily. They can't decide if they want to pass the ball, if they believe in Jalen Hurts. It's like they just want to do the tush push all damn game because they can't decide what they want to do. That's their identity, okay? It's the tush push. They're nothing without it. You know what I'm saying? If they can't play rugby and false start, and get an edge on Bama's, they can't move the ball because Saquon Barkley isn't seeing the run lanes anymore. He's trying to break a 60-yard run on every play. He's missing lanes that are wide open. If you look at the all 22, Brodies have access to it now.
Spin move on somebody that didn't go nowhere. I'm like, Saquon, you can't just be spamming a juke button, dog.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And Jalen Hurts right now is having a quarterback midlife crisis, I would say, because he's trying to make plays when it matters, but at the same time, he's also trying to force plays because he's tired of hearing people talk about his passing ability. He's tired of hearing about AJ Brown complaining, and and Philly fans are the worst.
Force feeding him the ball now. Yep.
Yeah, so he's force feeding. He had a pretty solid game. Let's take a look at his stats here, man, just so we can give her some flowers here.
Let me say this while you look up the stats.
39. Go ahead.
Not bad. So no picks, no picks, no touchdowns.
No pick. So he was 27 of 39 for 289 yards and 1 touchdown. So that's solid. But I've always said if you have him throwing the ball 30, 35 times a game, you're going to lose. I've said that. And this is running with Saquon. Look at this, bro.
This is what I was going to say about Saquon. Let me hear Saquon stats.
Yeah, real quick. Saquon Barkley, 10 carries, 22 yards. Dallas defense ain't that good.
Exactly. So this is what I was going to say about Saquon, though, Cole. When you said Jonathan Taylor is like Saquon, this is where I'll go back and give Jonathan Taylor credit. Jonathan Taylor is a much better runner of a running back than the two. Saquon is just gifted. Saquon is just physically what a running back should be, but he doesn't see the hole the way Jonathan Taylor does. He doesn't break tackles the way Jonathan Taylor slips off tackles naturally. Saquon just has thighs that bench press 700 pounds. You know what I mean? It's like the tush push. They're stronger than you. They're the bully. They're gonna win when they're stronger. But Jonathan Taylor has a little bit of finesse with his power, with his speed, with his vision that Saquon lacks. And when the offensive line of the Eagles is not getting the same push that they were getting last year, because they're doing the damn tush push every other play, and now they're tired, and it makes sense. You're not going to see Saquon. You're not going to see the holes as big, and now you're going to see Saquon struggle a little bit, especially when you've been calling it since last year. Jalen Hurts only has 3 passing routes that he can throw to. It's either a slant, a go, or something else. So they're kind of stuck, man. And the Cowboys got it done. Shout out to Dak. CeeDee Lamb, I don't know why you keep dropping touchdowns. But shout out to Dak Prescott. He's not him. Dak is really...
Pickens is him.
And let me give Jerry Jones credit. Jerry Jones got Micah out of here, got 2 first-round picks, and Jerry said, I'm putting it...
That's been the difference maker from the defense.
Jerry said, I'm putting it on Dak, and he got what's the defensive tackle from the Jets?
Cuz from the Jets.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
I was about to say Quinn Mitchell, but I can't remember his name either. Damn, what the hell? Q. It's something Q Williams. Yeah. Quinn Williams.
Yeah.
So Jerry, you gotta give Jerry his credit, man. Jerry has drafted well. He's paid his players. He's paid them late. That's the only thing I'll give him a ding on. He's paid his players late. He could have had a Derrick Henry. He could have had a running back a little bit earlier. He let go of Rico Dowdle. So running back is Jerry's biggest mistake. He let go of Rico Dowdle. We see what he's doing in Carolina. I don't know why the Cowboys can't get running back right, but outside of that, Jerry's been making some good decisions, man.
Yeah, I mean, and the Cowboys, I mean, that was a big win for them as well, man. I mean, that's kind of put them back in the hunt. But to close with this, Wiggs, if from a schedule standpoint, if the Eagles and the Cowboys lose their next 2 games and we win our next 2 games, we may still have a shot to win the division. So we'll leave it with that. But next week, We got take your pick here, y'all. We're gonna do the Thanksgiving games here. The run through here real quick. Thursday night, 1 p.m. Or Thursday afternoon, rather. 1 p.m. We got Packers at Lions, Wiggs. Who you got? I already know.
Oh, I was about to say, do I have a hat on? No, give me Detroit, man. Shout out
I'm
to
gonna go
Jahmyr
Detroit
Gibbs.
as well. I'm gonna go Detroit as well. Mainly because it's a home game. Two, like this is going to be a great division rivalry, but I think the Lions just have more weapons than Green Bay. So I'm going with the Lions.
You picked Jameis Winston over Jordan Love, and I think he made the right decision. Jordan Love is just not getting it done right now. The weapons they are hurt as well.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs is hurt.
Josh Jacobs is hurt. Losing Tucker Kraft was a big loss for them. So I think the Packers are going downward and pause, and the Lions are
not rising.
Lions are rising.
Indeed.
Erecting, dog. Chill, pause.
Now, speaking of that, though, and speaking of rising to the occasion, we got Chiefs at Cowboys. Okay, now this is going to be arguably considered the most viewed game in NFL history, arguably, because you got the Cowboys, right? And then you got
it really could be
the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the Chiefs are still trying to fight and keep that Super Bowl window open. So I'm going Chiefs only because you don't bet on Patrick Mahomes when he's painted into a corner. And right now they're painted into a corner. They basically have to win out the rest of the season to give them a chance, because they're not making the playoffs with 9 wins, and they may not even make it with 10 wins. At this pace, because Denver is leading the division. They're going to beat us this week, so that's a win that they have to leverage. So give me the Chiefs over the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm with you, Co. I'm trying to think of a reason to give the Cowboys a W, and I think Dak Prescott would have to be the reason. He is playing well. I showed you the quarterback list that Nick Wright and the boys over at Fox News had. It was Matthew Stafford, Dak Prescott, Patrick Mahomes. Dak was right there in the mix, and that says a lot, especially because this Chiefs defense has been susceptible to good quarterback play, and the Cowboys defense has looked really, really good. Like you said, adding Quentin Williams, but also Donovan Ezeraku, their number one, their first round draft pick. He's looked really good at replacing Micah Parsons. And again, Jerry Jones just does really well because their defensive line, they got Dante Fowler, somebody that we had last year. Dante Fowler is making plays for the Cowboys. And the Cowboys just look like they're having fun out there. It's just certain things you see right now. So I want to give the Cowboys a chance, but I think I'm going to go with you and go with the Chiefs.
Okay. Next, we got the Sunday night. I keep saying Sunday. Thursday night game. We got Cincinnati at Ravens. Joe Burrow is back, but I don't think that's going to mean anything. Give me the Ravens.
Yeah, give me the Ravens.
I think that's
also. I was going to say this is also the. Go ahead.
Yeah, the Bengals defense is trash. Just run the ball all damn day and you're good.
And I don't think Joe Burrow is going to be in sync just yet. This is the game that Jamar Chase comes back after the spitting incident.
And Higgins, I think, may be out.
Who?
I think Higgins may be out.
Yeah. Yep. So that'll be interesting. I think the Bengals are going to have to catch their stride. The Ravens end up with 6 in a row. Again, the Ravens aren't beating anybody special. I think when that game comes on, it's not going to look like, oh, the Bengals were this great team. It's just going to look like the Ravens were a little bit better. But it will be interesting to see how Joe Burrow looks with Jamar Chase.
Okay.
That could be interesting.
All right. And then to finish things up here, we got, we'll circle back around to the NFC North and East with the Bears at Eagles. I think the Bears, I'm going to go with the upset. I'm taking the Bears.
Oh man. Okay. Sheesh. Caleb versus Jalen. We're in Philly. I think the Bears just came off a really big win.
Yep, they beat the Steelers.
So, and the Eagles are coming off a loss. And you know what I say, Cole? This year has been all about win lose. If a team that's good loses, then next week they're gonna win. So I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
So we'll split that. Okay, cool. Well, let us know what you think there, Brodies. Click on the bottom right hand corner and like and subscribe and tell a friend to tell a friend. Now, to kind of piggyback off the progress report, you know, one of the classes that we used to take in grade school was history, and as a football historian that I like to call myself, I like to drop some knowledge on the Brodies that didn't know certain things that kind of played a role in, you know, the future and how football is played today. So we got a little segment called Did You Know? Now, the first installment of this segment is featuring Coach Herm Edwards. And
shout out
most people don't know who Herm Edwards is, but if you know who Herm Edwards is, for the most part, he was a coach. He played in the NFL, but most people know him as a coach or an NFL analyst. He's known for having that phrase, "You play to win the game," right? In one of his rants during a loss. But today, I want to just like share some knowledge, some history on how people don't understand how the butterfly effect works. Like one decision, one motion, or one action can do a trigger effect and just like cause something to happen in the future that you may not have planned on. And, you know, if you're not careful with your decisions and what you say, it could affect the masses in a good way or in a bad way, depending on what side you're on. So just to kind of give you guys an idea of like how Herm Edwards has affected the NFL, he played for the Philadelphia Eagles, and he was responsible for the Miracle at the Meadowlands Part 1, where the Eagles beat the New York Giants in the last seconds of the game when the quarterback tried to run the clock out and fumbled the snap. Herm Edwards picks the ball up and returns it for a touchdown. That game sparked the quarterback kneel, which means that, you know, at the end of the game, in order to prevent a turnover, the quarterback snaps it and kneels the ball and, you know, runs the clock out. So he's responsible for that. But this other thing that he's responsible for is way more effective. Okay, he mistakenly created a dynasty. So let's rewind the clocks back, Brodies, to 2001. Herm Edwards gets his first coaching job with the New York Jets. After his first game, 9/11 happens. The league is shut down for a week or so, and, you know, they return back to work. In the second game, he plays the New England Patriots. For those who don't know, in 2001, the New England Patriots won their first Super Bowl. But before that happened, they had a little bit of a conflict of interest, or a quarterback controversy, because in week 2 in 2001, when the Jets played the Patriots, Drew Bledsoe was their starting quarterback at the time. And for those who don't know, he went on a scramble towards the Jets sideline and ends up getting hit out of bounds and gets injured. From there, Tom Brady, number 12, walks on the field, and the rest is history. And this guy ends up sparking a dynasty, because we all know what happened after that. Soon as 12 comes in, he went for 6 Super Bowls, right?
And let that job go at all.
All off of the strength of Bledsoe getting hurt. So people would, in hindsight, would say, if they never played that, or if they played that defense, Herm Edwards was responsible for coaching up that defense that led to the injury of Drew Bledsoe, that led to Tom Brady starting for the rest of that season and then going on to win multiple Super Bowls. So you can blame Herm Edwards, everybody, for the Patriots dynasty in that run. Okay? But that's not where the story ends.
There's another dynasty in the story.
So he ends up leaving the NFL and ends up going to ESPN as an analyst from 2009 to 2017. And
Did a great job.
Did a great job. But then his contract ran out from ESPN and he felt the urge to coach again. So he ends up going to Arizona State in 2008 and served from 2018 and served to 2022. Brodies, does anybody know what particular player Herm Edwards recruited during that time frame? And because of his influence and because of his tutelage, it led to him being influenced to seek greater and go on and win the Heisman and eventually get drafted second overall by Washington in 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, Herm Edwards is about to be the spark of another dynasty because of Jayden Daniels. Wiggs, did you know?
I knew a little bit of that. I did not know all of that. That's some great history, man. Co, you've been doing some great work with the poetry in motion. And I said this one felt a little bit like poetic justice, man. When you go from, I'm sorry, the Bears one did, but this one does too, because Herm started one by causing an injury. This one might start by Herm starting a career, being the first coach at the next level for Jayden Daniels, and being somebody. We all know Herm has a voice. When Herm comes into the room, everybody gives him respect.
Yep.
Like, he commands a room. He is a leader of men. Like, Herm is that type of guy. So when Herm gives you respect, it gives you that type of confidence that you could do anything. And that's how Jayden carries himself. Jayden carries himself like he got the stamp from a guy like Herm Edwards. And I love that about Jayden. It's what I said about every time somebody says something to Jayden about injury, I could just imagine Herm Edwards saying, like, man, don't worry about that. We're playing football. Yeah. We're out here to have fun. You know, that's the type of guy that Herm Edwards is. And that's the type of voice that Jayden has in the back of his head. Is somebody that's saying, we're going out here to have fun. We're going out here to win games. We're going out here to give it our all. And you love to have those type of people in your corner. Herm Edwards, to me, is a legend. Like, I love this work on ESPN. Like, it was so funny on ESPN because Herm Edwards is on ESPN like he's still coaching. Like, he's giving that same energy. And it's like, Herm, like, is it just a Tuesday, highlight about basketball, and Herm is in there going crazy. So, I love Herm Edwards. I knew a little bit. I did not know all of it. I didn't know he was on the sideline for Brady, so that's pretty cool. I did know about the Jayden stuff, so shout out to Herm, man.
Shout out to Herm Edwards, man. I heard that earlier, and I was just like, man, I guess that's such a cool story because, like little decisions, like really determine a bigger outcome. It's just crazy. Like, just like think of how their decision, like not Herm Edwards, Ron Rivera, his decision to decide to go with what's his name, Sam Howell that season, end up winning just a certain amount of games to even get the second draft pick to pick Jayden. You know what I'm saying?
Trading Montez Sweat. If we don't trade Montez Sweat, maybe we win one more game and we go to the third or fourth pick instead of the second pick.
Yeah, I mean, who's to even say, like, if like they made the decision to not get rid of Emmanuel Forbes or Curl, what our defense could have been, or just a simple decision to call a pass play instead of a run play that got our franchise quarterback hurt. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the little decisions are all around us. To kind of piggyback off of what they said at any given Sunday in that speech at the last game of the season.
Think about this.
Are all around us. Like, the little decisions are all around us.
Think about this, Coach. RG3 could still be playing. If he never got hurt, he could still be in the league. I want to say he was like 2014, 2016, something like that, or 2012.
He came in 2012. He was here for like 3 or 4 years before he went to the
he would
Browns
be in year
Ravens.
12. He would be in year 12, year 13. He would just be, I think what Aaron Rodgers is year 20 right now. So RG3 in year 12 would have just been one of the best quarterbacks in the league if he was that guy. But again, butterfly effect. He wasn't that guy.
That simple sequence right there, Wiggs, led us all the way to here. So, like, imagine if he never got hurt, where we would have been as a franchise. We probably wouldn't even have had 5. So, yeah, man, it's something to consider there, y'all. But let us know what you think there, Brodies. Click on the bottom right-hand corner and like and subscribe on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. From the Brodies here, it's the Cold World. It's my main man, Wiggs. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you guys next week, y'all. Peace.
Peace.